What's up, guys? My name is Doofus Mcdooface, and today I want to talk about 4 things I wish I had known or done when I first started playing Legion TD2. And I'm going to go through each of these 4 things in a little bit of depth. I'll try to make the video short, but in case you just want to know right now, I'm just going to flash them to you and tell you that the first thing I want to talk about trying all masterminds, especially with how many there are now. I think it's really good that although find one you're really good with, you can't find the one you're really good with until you try it, right? Auto send. I know some people think auto sending is just horrible and it's not good, but then also it can be good. You know, it can be useful. So I think we should talk about that. Learning to build auras, probably one of my biggest weaknesses when I first started playing the game. I would always be missing 1 or even 2 spots in my auras because I didn't build properly. And number 4, something even now that I'm still trying to work on, is it's okay to lose. Right? We all are put in games to where we can't win, or games where we make mistakes, and let's sort of think about the positive side of it. So without further ado, let's get into number 1. Let's try all masterminds. So let's look at all the masterminds that we can play in both ranked and, I guess hybrid's not here, or hybrid's right here if you're a classic. If you're a classic gamer too. But if you're a newer player, I think it's very important to at least at one point try each of the masterminds, right? How can you know which one you play well with until you've played them all? And I think that's one thing I've learned recently. I love playing Fiesta. If you've watched any of my videos, you know how good I am. Well, you know how much I enjoy playing Fiesta. Maybe not how good I am. I love spamming Fiesta. But recently, I've found that I'm pretty solid with Chaos. And also Kingsguard for this new patch. I'd say that these 2 masterminds, I haven't played that much. I really haven't played these masterminds that much. And I'm just slowly sort of getting into them. And it's been really fun. It's been really exciting. I haven't played Champion them, and I should. You know, there's a lot of these masterminds that you should just play a couple of games with. Do your own type of experiment. Get your own sample size to figure out what you enjoy. And what you don't enjoy, right? Like for me, I really don't like playing Castle. And that's because I've played enough games with Castle to know that I don't really like the style. You know? I also know that YOLO can be super fun, but when it comes to a game I really want to execute, when it comes to tournament play or playing against really good players, I know that going for a YOLO and risking getting a completely wild roll, oh my goodness, I've got 5 impact units. What? 5 of my units are impact, right? And that's just sort of the roll you're stuck with. So you got to know how the masterminds work in order for you to know if you want to play that mastermind. So I think it'd be really advantageous to you to at some point try all the masterminds in order for you to find out which one you like. Because whenever people ask me, Doofus, which mastermind should I play? I always tell them, or I like to tell them, the one you're best at, the one you enjoy the most, right? For me, I really enjoy Fiesta. But I'm starting to enjoy other ones, right? And the only way you're going to know that is if you play each of them, and maybe you play them a couple games, right? If you play all the masterminds 3 games, and you go 3-0 with Chaos, and 0-3 with Cartel, maybe that's saying something, right? But if you've only played Cartel, right, and you just keep losing and losing, right, you'd never know that maybe you're a good Chaos player. So I do think it's kind of important for us to sort of test it out, you know? See if we're good, see if we're bad, see which is fun, see which is not fun. But yeah, test them out. I mean, especially if you're a newer player, you haven't gotten your feet wet, get your feet wet with all the masterminds, right? Learn them. Just a little bit of learning, a little bit of experimenting is going to help you a lot. All right. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is auto send. Right? If you're a newer player, there is something called auto send. So when you click on this red page to show your mercenaries, how you build your economy, how you send your opponents, there's going to be this thing called auto, right? If you click it, it'll show a green check there. This will alert your teammates, right? This will alert your teammates and alert yourself that you have something called auto send on. So what is auto send? Auto send means however much mythium you have at the end of the wave, right? So if this wave is going on right here, right? I'm generating a little bit of mythium. 21. Right, it's gonna go slow because I have no workers. 22. Right, it's taking its time. But by the end of the wave, the auto send will automatically send the most, all of my mythium with the highest income mercenary, right? So I only had enough mythium for a snail, so that's what the game sent, right? The game automatically, right? I guess that's kind of funny. It automatically sent a snail because that is the mythium I had. That was the most that I could send right there. And it will continuously do that at the end of every wave. And the reason that this can be really beneficial is you, as a newer player, can just focus on building, right? You can just sort of focus on building, sort of learning, okay, I want to position this here, I want to position that there. Because I think from a lot of games I've seen with newer players, they can get so focused on which wave to send, right? And they save 100, 200 mythium, these big numbers, right? They save for these big numbers. And then you know what happens? They leak to income sends from their opponents. And the reason is because you're falling behind economically, right? The econ part of this game is super important. So I think when you're first sort of getting your feet wet, you're first sort of learning the ropes of Legion TD2, I think working on your building, right, is going to be a little more important. And just sort of let this occur. Let this automatically send a DT. Let it automatically send a snail, a fiend, right? Whatever you have the mythium for, so that you're still getting income. You're able to focus on the building part, right? It's going to help you way more than aiming for a long wave until you understand that part of the game. Now, of course, down the line, definitely save. Definitely save and maybe don't auto-send all the time. But I think when you're first starting out, you're first learning how to play the game, I think it could be really advantageous to just use this auto-send. Right? And like I said, it's going to send your highest income mercenary, right? Which right here is a fiend. And it just goes through. And it's going to continue to do that for the rest of the game. And I really like auto-send. Some people don't. Some people do. Me personally, I think it's great. I think auto-send is great. Even in the higher elos. Even in the higher elos, I do feel that auto-send can be extremely useful. The building part is just so important in this game, right? Building is so important. So I think if we're able to just say, hey, you handle my econ, I'll handle the building, I think it can make things go a lot smoother. So I wouldn't be afraid to turn on that auto send and just sort of scale your econ. All right, the third thing we've got here is learning to build auras. And now, I don't mean that you should always take an aura unit, although they are very advantageous. What I mean is to always build your units in an aura shape. And let me show you exactly what I mean by that, right? An aura shape is when you have an aura unit, right? This is an Ocean Templar. This is one of the, 7 or 8 auras? Maybe we have more than that. One of these 7 or 8 aura units. It even shows the possible positionings that you can place stuff. You can have a maximum of, it's 6, right? A maximum of 6 units on the aura. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Now what I did, right, this was me, when I first started playing Legion, I would do things like that. I would do things like that. Exactly just like that. and I'd have some fans or commenters saying, Doofus, why are you block building? So what they mean is by block building, I haven't allowed perfect usage of these auras. So because I improperly placed these, I just lost out on one aura spot. That's not good, right? Because the aura is what makes a unit like this, or a unit like, like an APS, worth so much more, right? Makes it way better. But if you accidentally build something like that, you've just lost out on two possible spots. Like, two possible spots goes down to one. Same thing right there. We just lost another 2 spots. So now, I mean, I guess right here we have 5, right? We have 5 when it could have been 6, right? If we had placed everything properly, we could have had 6. So let's just look at this one more time, right? Always build in an aura position. So even if you don't have an aura unit, okay, so you don't have the Ocean Templar, you don't have the APS, something called reroll, right? Where you can reroll one of these aura units. Or there's Legion spells. There's also Legion spells like Hero. I guess it might just be Hero. But there's some Legion spells that will give you an aura. Vampire. Yeah, Vampire is another one, right? You've got the Vampire aura, you've got the Hero aura. So there's certainly reasons, even when you don't have an aura unit in your build, to still build in an aura in the early game, and even in the late game is still smart. So that you have a chance that your build works out a lot better, right? Let's just be honest. Your build is going to work out a lot better. Because let's say I start the game, right? Let's say I start the game and I build like this, right? Let's say I built like this to start the game, and then Hero pops up. Now, let's say I get Hero, right? And which unit am I going to use Hero on? Which unit here am I going to use Hero on? Because I'm in a bit of a pickle. I'm in a bit of a pickle here. Oh, there's also Magician. We also have Magician, right? So, but let's use Hero for this. So I want to maximize the most units possible with this Hero value. But I've screwed up already. Because I've built in this weird shape, I'm already losing one of these, and going forward, it's always going to be kind of hard to place, right? So if, let's say I give this guy Hero right here, right? I'm not really excelling because I block build right there, right? Right there is the block build. That's where the mistake is with this one, right? So I can still get the 5 spots, but I can't finish the aura, right? I can't quite finish the aura. Whereas if earlier in the game I just acted like I had an aura, right? If I just built like this, right? I built like this, leaving a spot open, I re-rolled. Nope, didn't get anything. I did not get an aura unit. But then the Legion spell, oh, we've got Hero. Bam, Hero. Every single one of these 7 units, including the one in the middle, has the Hero aura. This is just so important, right? And sometimes you should just try the sandbox, right? Just try the sandbox, really look at what they show you, and just try placing stuff on it. All right, just try placing stuff on it. You've got the 2 different ones you can do, right? You can do 2 in the front, 1 on the side, 2 in the back. You can do 1 in the front, 2 on the sides, 1 in the back. And just really just continually work on your auras until it just becomes a part of you, right? Until it just becomes normal for you to build your units and auras. Even when you don't have an aura unit, it's still good for you, right? You're still sort of building the knowledge. You're still sort of learning how to play the game the right way. And I think that's really, really important. So I do think learning how to build auras is monumental and is going to help you going forward, without a doubt. And the 4th and final thing, it's okay to lose, right? I know that sounds so silly. I'm one of the biggest complainers, whiners known to mankind. I continually will gain and lose 200, 300 elo. But with all that being said, I think my favorite thing is, although I'm mad after one game, it's true, I'll get mad after one game, I usually can play with that same teammate not angry, right? I can play with those same units not too angry. And sometimes when I'm really good about losing, right? This is where it gets crazy. This is where it gets wild. Did you know that when you lose, there's something to learn from it? I know that's crazy, right? It's crazy. There's something to learn from when you lose. So what you can do when you lose, you should take a moment. Don't instantly queue. This is something I don't do. I don't do as much as I should, but I wish I did. And I'm going to, because I'm telling you guys to, and I'm not a hypocrite. You lose a tough game, you're mad, you want to hit the play again, don't. Take a couple of minutes, look at the game that you lost, go through each wave, and see, hey, what could I have done better? Right? Don't look at your teammates, you know? Look at you. What could you have done to help win the game? Right? I leaked a little bit here. Was that good for us? Maybe I should have only gone one Harpy and I should have had a Peewee in the split. I don't know. Right? Sort of look at what you did. Okay. Maybe I should have had my Veteran and my Trent higher up because I was going to go for Harpies. That would have generated more mana for the Harpies that would have done more damage. That might have been good. Right? Alright. What else can I do? I received a snail here. I don't push a worker. So now I'm 50 over on 5. Should I have pushed? Should I have pushed to 7 workers? Right? And you'll start to see things that maybe in the game you didn't recognize. Right? Things in the game that you absolutely did not recognize. And then after looking at it after the game, holy moly. Why did I do that? Right? Like right here. My teammate saves on my opponent from 2 to wave 6. And I didn't push hard. I played like a chicken. Right? And so even now I can tell you guys, this is my first time looking at this game really thoroughly. I didn't push. My teammate was trying to enable me. My teammate was trying to help me push workers really hard. And I didn't. I played like a chicken. Right? So my teammate sort of sacrifices his own game, right, by saving on his opponent so that I can get further ahead. But look, I'm less workers than the guy that he saved on. That's something I can work on. I need to push workers a little harder when my opponent that's sending me is being starved. Right? Or in this situation, I see that my teammate leaked his guy very big on wave 8. Right? And I leaked my guy a little bit on wave 7. So what if I had not sent 7 and I sent together on 8 with my teammate? We might have gotten some king damage. We got a little bit of king damage. But imagine if I saved on 7 and full sent 8 with my teammate, we might have gotten more king damage. So you sort of start to see more and more things that you did wrong or that you did right. Right? Maybe you find a perfect positioning with a Phoenix, or a perfect positioning where your Pilgrim tanks on 5. And it's just, everything is just perfect, you know, things you did really well, you know. Oh, this Fiesta game right here, I leak absolutely perfect to the double snail wave 2. Look at this, right? Write it down, you know. If you're a write it down type person, like, wow, this leak's perfect. This pro leak to a brute, right? And so although we lose, right? Although we lose games, there might be some good things we can learn from them, right? And just try not to get too mad, because I know somebody like me, I get really mad, and it doesn't help. It doesn't, especially when you're new to a game. When you're new to a game, and you get mad, makes you not like the game, right? It makes you absolutely not like the game. So take a moment, say, hey, it's okay to lose. Maybe I should take a breather. Maybe I should play another game for a little bit, just sort of cool down. Or maybe I should look at the game that we lost and see where I could have improved. Could be useful. But Hope all 4 of these things help you guys. More learning content to come. Please let me know what else you guys are looking for. And for all the new players coming to play Legion, I'm glad you're here. I hope you have a great time playing the game. And for all the OGs, the people who have been playing, hey, thank you so much. Let's keep playing Legion and having a great time. Thanks, guys.